Ah, those were the times. With its stellar ensemble and clever scripting, All in the Family revolved around a blue-collar, opinionated man and his household, and to describe it as groundbreaking is just scratching the surface. In a country navigating the turmoil of conflict, civil rights unrest, and the emergence of feminism, how remarkable is it that a sitcom could tackle these delicate issues, and not with subtlety either? Right from the start, we had Archie Bunker, a dynamic bigot airing his outrageously crude opinions on different races, religions, and political movements, essentially any touchy subject. Yet, the Bunker family also featured Gloria and Meathead, who held diametrically opposed views, turning their living room debates into a microcosm of 1970s American society. Amidst the insults and exchanges of progressive and regressive EDs, we, the viewers, gained valuable insights, and we laughed heartily along the way. The series arguably became the most influential of all time, topping the annual Nielsen ratings from 1971 to 1976. Today, let's revisit the Bunker clan in Queens, New York. All right, let's ensure Meathead isn't occupying Archie's favorite chair. Rob Reiner as Michael Meathead Stivic. Michael Stivic was his moniker, though, in Archie's book. Meathead suited him better. A blockhead, if you ask Archie. The nickname stemmed from Norman Lear's father, who dubbed him that during their disputes. Meathead was a gentle-hearted hippie who frequently clashed with Archie over everything from politics to his daughter's affectionate displays at the dinner table. Meathead could be a tad pompous and male chauvinist, essentially Archie's opposite. Rob Reiner is the offspring of a bona fide comedic mastermind, Carl Reiner, the brains behind The Dick Van Dyke Show, and a comedic performer in his own right. He commenced his television career with guest appearances in 1967, featuring in 3 episodes of That Girl and 3 episodes of Gomer Pyle, USMC. Concurrently, he embarked on his writing journey with the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour, where he and Steve Martin were the youngest scribes on board, soon becoming collaborators. Rob transitioned to directing, achieving even greater success than his affable acting and clever writing. He debuted in the uproariously funny This Is Spinal Tap, then went on to helm remarkable films like the coming-of-age classic Stand By Me and the gripping military courtroom drama A Few Good Men. Presently, at 77 years old, Reiner is forever remembered as Meathead, a fact he humorously acknowledges, stating, "I could win the Nobel Prize and they'd write, Meathead wins the Nobel Prize." Archie wouldn't have it any other way. Jean Stapleton as Edith Bunker. You can't help but smile when you hear Edith Bunker's cheerful, absent-minded, and carefree attitude. A little scatterbrained, yes, but warm-hearted, Edith also proves to be quite resilient, standing up to Archie and his insults at times, yet their unconventional marriage remained strong, grounded in deep love and mutual respect. Stapleton began her career on Broadway at the age of 18, and transitioned from stage roles to the silver screen, reprising her musical role in Damn Yankees for the Tab Hunter film adaptation in 1958. In 1967, she co-starred in the film Up the Down Staircase, before ultimately choosing to portray Edith Bunker over the role of Mrs. TV in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. While it was undoubtedly a tough decision, it proved to be a rewarding one, earning her 3 Emmys and 2 Golden Globes. Following her tenure as Edith on Archie Bunker's Place, Jean continued to find success. Notably, she starred alongside Whoopi Goldberg in the 1990 series Baghdad Cafe, based on the 1987 film. One of her final roles was portraying Bertie Conrad in the romantic comedy You've Got Mail, starring Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. In the film, Bertie encourages Meg Ryan's character to pursue her dreams, even if it means venturing into the unknown. This philosophy seemed to resonate throughout Jean's life. Sadly, she passed away in 2013 at the age of 90, From immortalizing the iconic voice of Edith Bunker to her numerous roles in television shows and films, Jean Stapleton's career was truly remarkable. Mike Evans as Lionel Jefferson. Lionel was our first introduction to the Jeffersons, and it was fortunate that Norman Lear's initial choice, Cleven Little from Blazing Saddles, wasn't available for the role. Evans, a college student studying drama at the time, had no prior acting experience when All in the Family producer and director John Rich selected him to play Lionel. Mike departed from the Jeffersons spin-off after one season, but remained busy as one of the creators and writers of Good Times. While he continued portraying Lionel in the Jeffersons spin-off, he decided to leave after the first season to explore other opportunities. Jimmy Walker revealed that Evans had threatened to depart if he didn't receive more screen time, and Norman Lear honored his request to be released from his contract. Actor and opera singer Damon Evans, unrelated to Mike, stepped into the role of Lionel, but Mike returned to portray the character in the 6th through 8th seasons. Outside of acting, Evans ventured into real estate investment and owned properties in California's Inland Empire. Sadly, Mike passed away from cancer in 2006 at the age of 57. May he rest in peace. Alan Melvin as Barney Hefner. Alan Melvin portrayed Archie's close friend, Barney Hefner. Barney made his debut in 1972 as a recurring character, gradually becoming a regular as the seasons progressed. He maintained a regular presence throughout all 4 seasons of Archie Bunker's Place. Melvin also made an appearance as a desk sergeant at a police precinct in the first season episode titled Archie in the Lockup. One of his notable endeavors included starring in television commercials, endorsing various products such as Kellogg's Sugar Frosted Flakes and Remington electric razors. In one memorable commercial, he sang a modified version of Frank Lucer's song, I Believe in You. Additionally, he portrayed Al the Plumber in liquid plumber drain opener commercials for a remarkable 15 years. During the early 1980s, Melvin resumed his role as Barney Hefner in Archie Bunker's Place, where the character gained even more significance. Following the conclusion of the series in 1983, Melvin shifted his focus to providing voices for animated characters. His voice acting career spanned until 1994, with his final work being in Scooby-Doo in Arabian Nights, once again voicing Magilla Gorilla, before retiring. Alan Melvin passed away from cancer on January 17, 2008, at the age of 84, and was laid to rest at Westwood Memorial Cemetery in Los Angeles. His resting place is located just a short distance from his former TV colleague, Carol O'Connor. Isabel Sanford as Mrs. Jefferson. Isabel Sanford portrayed Mrs. Jefferson in the series. Sanford later revisited her role as Louise Jefferson in a touring company of the real-live Jefferson stage production in the mid-1990s, alongside Sherman Hemsley. She and Hemsley also made a brief appearance in the film Sprung and guest starred in The Parkers, Mafia, and 2 episodes of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The duo also featured in a series of commercials for Denny's and Old Navy. In January 2004, Sanford was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in recognition of her contributions to the television industry. Her final television appearance came the following month as an animated version of herself in The Simpsons episode Milhouse Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Sanford entered matrimony with house painter William Edward Sonny Richmond in 1945. The couple bore 3 children, 2 sons, Sanford K. Richmond and Eric Richmond, and a daughter, Pamela Richmond Ruff, before their separation in 1960. Following their split, Sanford and the children relocated to Los Angeles, while Richmond remained in New York and passed away later that same year. In September 2003, Sanford underwent preventative surgery on her carotid artery. Over the ensuing months, her health gradually deteriorated. She was admitted to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center on July 4, 2004, and passed away 5 days later at the age of 86. Danielle Brisebois as Stephanie Mills. Danielle Breeb portrays Stephanie Mills, the charming 9-year-old daughter of Edith's cousin Floyd, who becomes a regular character on the show during its 9th season when the bunkers take her in. At the age of 7 in 1976, Danielle landed a role in The Premonition. She also portrayed the orphan Molly in the original Broadway production of Annie. Breeb continued in the role of Stephanie Mills through Archie Bunker's Place and earned a Golden Globe nomination in 1982 before shifting her focus more towards a music career. Danielle was a member of the short-lived rock band New Radicals, known for their hit song You Get What You Give, released in 1998. She also released 2 solo albums in the 2000s. In 2015, she and her songwriting partner Greg Alexander received an Academy Award nomination for Best Original Song for the film Begin Again. Presently, Danielle is 54 years old and keeps her fans updated through Instagram, so be sure to follow her. Sherman Hemsley as George Jefferson. Sherman Hemsley portrayed George Jefferson in the series. Following the show's conclusion, Hemsley continued to find work steadily, often being cast in roles reminiscent of George Jefferson. He reunited with the original cast members of the sitcom when the Jeffersons transitioned to Broadway for a brief period. Later, in 1986, Hemsley joined the cast of NBC's Amen, portraying Deacon Ernest Fry, a church deacon. The sitcom enjoyed a successful 5-season run, concluding in 1991. Hemsley then lent his voice to the ABC live-action puppet series Dinosaurs, where he portrayed Bradley P. Richfield, the boss of the main character, Earl. The series ran for 4 seasons, ending in 1994. In 1995, Hemsley made 4 guest appearances in the sitcom Sister as the grandfather of Tia and Tamara Mowry. The following year, he starred in the TV comedy series Good Behavior, which lasted for 1 season. Contrary to the characters he portrayed, Hemsley was known to be a reserved and intensely private individual, often described as reclusive. He shied away from the Hollywood spotlight, and little was publicly known about his personal life, aside from the fact that he never married and had no children. In a rare video interview granted to the Archive of American Television in 2003, Hemsley reflected on playing George Jefferson, stating, "Playing George Jefferson was challenging for me, but he was the character. I had to portray him." Hemsley passed away at his residence in El Paso, Texas on July 24, 2012, at the age of 74, due to superior vena cava syndrome, a complication associated with lung and bronchial carcinomas. The El Paso County, Texas medical examiner's report indicated that he had a malignant mass in one of his lungs, for which chemotherapy and radiation had been recommended. Jason Wingreen as Harry Snowden. Jason Wingreen played Harry Snowden, the bartender at Kelsey's bar who remained on staff after Archie bought it as his business partner. Initially, Harry had attempted to purchase the bar from Kelsey, but Archie managed to secure the funds first by taking out a mortgage on his fully owned house. Wingreen wed Gloria Scott Backey, affectionately known as Scotty, who passed away in 1996. They shared a son together. Wingreen passed away at 95 years old in his residence in Los Angeles, California, on December 25, 2015. Jeremy Bulloch, who portrayed Boba Fett physically, paid homage, stating that his absence will be deeply felt by his family, close companions, and all the enthusiasts of Star Wars. He is survived by his son, theoretical physicist Ned Wingreen, 2 grandchildren, and his sister Harriet, a former pianist for the New York Philharmonic. Betty Garrett as Irene Lorenzo. Betty Garrett portrayed Irene Lorenzo, the liberal Roman Catholic neighbor next door. While performing in Los Angeles, Garrett received an invitation to present a comedy sketch at the Actors Lab in Hollywood. It was there that she encountered Larry Parks, who was overseeing the show's production. He extended an invitation for drinks and then escorted her to the summit of Mulholland Drive, declaring, "You're the woman I intend to marry." Over the ensuing fortnight, the pair became inseparable. Garrett departed for a nightclub engagement in Chicago, with Parks eventually joining her and introducing her to his mother, who resided in nearby Joliet, Illinois. After Parks returned to Los Angeles to commence filming Counterattack, Garrett journeyed to New York to prepare for Laughing Room Only with Olsen and Johnson. However, before rehearsals commenced, she telephoned Parks and proposed marriage. The couple exchanged vows on September 8, 1944, just 4 months following their initial encounter, with actor Lloyd Bridges serving as the best man. Following a month-long honeymoon in Malibu Beach, Garrett and Parks lived apart for the subsequent 2 years as they pursued their respective careers. As a member of the Democratic Party, she rallied behind Adlai Stevenson's presidential campaign in the 1952 election. Garrett and Parks remained wedded until his passing in 1975. Together, they parented 2 sons, composer Garrett Parks and actor Andrew Parks. Betty Garrett was blessed with a granddaughter, Madison Claire Parks, through her son, Garrett Parks, and daughter-in-law, Broadway performer Karen Culliver. Carol O'Connor as Archie Bunker. Oh, Archie Bunker, the most endearing, outspokenly uninformed man on television. This boldly biased patriot was a World War II veteran grappling with the shifting societal landscape, and this was universally significant and relatable. But much recognition for Archie's development goes to O'Connor himself, who urged creator Norman Lear not to portray Archie as unaffected by countless debates with Meathead or exchanges with Lionel Jefferson. Carol advocated for Archie to grow alongside the audience in a realistic manner, as he worried that many viewers were missing the subtlety of Archie's evolution, given that his personal stances on political and social issues were actually quite progressive, in stark contrast to Archie's. It was a cognitive strategy that propelled the Archie characters into the annals of television history. O'Connor's career commenced in 1960, with appearances in 2 episodes of Sunday Showcase. He continued to make guest appearances throughout the 1960s until landing his breakthrough role as Archie Bunker, for which he earned 4 Emmys. Yet Carol also took on smaller roles in films, including the 1963 epic Cleopatra, the John Wayne-led Pearl Harbor sequel film In Harm's Way, and a co-starring role in the Lee Marvin thriller Point Blank in 1967. Following All in the Family, Archie's narrative unfolded in Archie Bunker's Place, which aired the poignant episode depicting Edith's passing. He later headlined yet another immensely popular series, starring in the police drama In the Heat of the Night, for which he also served as executive producer and writer. Unfortunately, O'Connor's later years were marked by tragedy, as his son Hugh O'Connor, who also appeared on In the Heat of the Night, tragically took his own life in 1995 after struggling with substance abuse. Carol used this heartbreaking event to drive change, dedicating the remainder of his life to advocating for drug and addiction awareness through public service announcements. He also successfully lobbied California to enact the Drug Dealer Liability Act in 1997. Carol's final on-screen appearance was in the 2000 romantic comedy Return to Me, as he sadly passed away the following year at the age of 76. One thing remains certain: Carol O'Connor stands among the television legends in myriad ways. Sally Struthers as Gloria Bunker-Stevick. Within the ensemble of All in the Family, Gloria stands as the spirited daughter of Archie and Edith, who ties the knot with Meathead. She embodies the gentle demeanor of her mother coupled with the tenacity of her father. Sally Struthers' breakthrough in acting came when she was cast opposite Jack Nicholson in the 1970 film 5 Easy Pieces. Additionally, she secured a recurring role on the Tim Conway Comedy Hour. In 1971, Sally ventured into the realm of animation, lending her voice to Pebbles Flintstone in the spin-off series The Pebbles and Bam Bam Show. Following her success on All in the Family, she ventured into her own spin-off series with Gloria, although it was axed after one season. She later graced the screen in the series 9 to 5 for 52 episodes before transitioning back to voice acting, notably as a lead character in the Jungle Book spin-off, Tailspin. She also lent her voice to Charlene Sinclair in the beloved 1990s television series Dinosaurs. Struthers continues to act to this day, although her most recent prominent television role was in over 50 episodes of Gilmore Girls from 2000 to 2007. Presently, at 76 years old, she also serves as an advocate for the Christian Children's Fund, now known as Child Fund, championing the cause of underprivileged children in developing nations. Let's take a moment to honor their memories and the joy they brought to millions of viewers around the world. Though they may no longer be with us, their legacy lives on through the timeless episodes of All in the Family and the countless hearts they touched along the way. Thank you for joining us on this nostalgic trip down memory lane. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Until next time, rest in peace to the beloved cast of All in the Family.